First, let's pay homage to the lineage gurus. Homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming. Homage to Master Sakya Zheng Kong. Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. And homage to Master Dupten Tarji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. And homage to the main deity of the group practice today, the medicine Tathagata of the Eastern Lapis Lazuli realm. And Simu, Danzhen Chacho Rinpoche, and all Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma instructors, Dharma assistants, directors of temples and chapters, all disciples present here and over the internet. And our participating VIPs today are the Madam to the Ambassador Daniel Liao, the Taipei rep to Sweden, Dharma Sister Judy. Producers for the Geni Diansang Shinten from CTITV Taiwan, Dharma Sister Rebecca Xiaji. Dr. Ryan Zhong. And the rep to the Council of Taipei City, Miss Che Huiling.
前高雄市议员吴登树先生千金，吴梅仙师姐。
And the daughter of the former council of Kaohsiung City, Miss Wu Meixian.
稍微少一点。
There are not that many VIPs today. Actually, there are many.
还有很多远道来的。
Also, people coming from far away.
都其实远道来的。
Actually, people coming from far away or reps from the chapters can register their names.
今天呢，还没跟大家问好。
Oh, I haven't said my greetings yet.
你好，大家。
How are you?
唔該晒。
And thank you in Cantonese.
Thank you for coming. 大家晚安，大家好。很难得在这里又看到那个
rare opportunity
新加坡来的
to see
你没有站起来自我介绍
people from Singapore. You did not stand up and introduce yourself.
你贵姓啊
What's your name?
我知道你是双联，但是贵姓
What's your family name? I know your name is 双联。
双木林啊，你姓林我还不知道呢。
Oh, the family name is Lin. I didn't know that.
听说坐飞机坐了26个小时。
That you have
26个小时才到。
flight for 26 hours to get here.
你要讲话吗
Would you like to say something?
从新加坡。
From Singapore. I'm Song-Lian from Singapore. Very pleased to be here. Thank you for Grandmaster's blessing. That my work goes well, and the more I practice, the happier I get, and the more perfect things get. Thank you, everybody.
它是比较特别，为什么呢？
This is rather special.
因为
Why?
在台湾雷藏寺的时候，
Because at the Taiwan temple,
他
her father told her, you go to Taiwan as if you're just taking a bus. Every Saturday, she would fly from Singapore to the Taiwan temple. And on Sunday, she would attend other events that we have. And on Sunday night, she would take the 11 p.m. or 1 a.m. flight back to Singapore and go to work on Monday morning. I was in Taiwan for a total of 6 months, and she never missed a Saturday. So she won the Diligence Prize. She flew from Singapore to Taiwan and from Taiwan back to Singapore in 2 days, back and forth. And she would sleep on the plane. And when she got to Singapore on Monday morning, she would go directly to work. And every Saturday, she would be there. She never missed even once. I don't know how much money you have spent on airfares. And when I came back to America, soon afterwards she followed. And whenever she could get a week off, she would fly to Seattle. Whenever she gets a week off, then she would fly to here. It's rare to have such a disciple, so she's a special disciple. She won a special prize. So today, we perform the practice of Medicine Buddha of the Eastern Lapis Lazuli realm. And this deity of all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas and of all the Tathagatas is very famous. The first time I met Medicine Buddha, as I said before, was during my life in seclusion. When I was in retreat, I went to Korea, to Daegu. There was a Medicine Buddha, a Medicine Tathagata. And Medicine Buddha was truly dignified and huge. And at that time, because I was sick, he was enormous. And I was sick, and I went to circumambulate the pagoda and the Buddha. And I went to the Medicine Buddha. I was very weak then. And when I was on the bus, as soon as I closed my eyes, and when I had the vision of the Medicine Buddha, when I, with my eyes closed, he emit like silk threads of light that's trembling, like the aura of the Buddhas, golden lights trembling, like, and forming a circle. And as soon as I closed my eyes, like around your eyes, you see this bright light. And if you see that, you know that a Buddha or Bodhisattva is coming. And after I paid homage to the Medicine Buddha, and I got on the bus, as soon as I closed my eyes, I saw the light. And then the Medicine Buddha appeared. inside the light, the medicine Buddha of Taigu, and he emitted light upon me. And when he was disappearing, the Supreme Medicine Bodhisattva and the Medicine King Bodhisattva and the Sunlight Bodhisattva and the Moonlight Bodhisattva all appeared. And we were chanting mantra earlier. The Medicine Buddha of the space, along with his attendants and the retinues, all descended upon my body. I am very grateful. When I saw the appearance of Medicine Buddha and then the Medicine King Bodhisattva, the Supreme Medicine Bodhisattva and the Sunlight Bodhisattva and the Moonlight Bodhisattva and the 12 Medicine Generals, and then I knew that my illness will be alleviated, and sure enough, it was alleviated. That was the first time I had a vision of the Medicine Buddha, and up till now it still leaves a strong impression, and I had a very clear vision of him. So I was extremely pleased to have the vision of the Medicine Buddha. And today he also descended upon us. And I hope that we have affinity to receive the sweet nectar water sprinkled upon us to eradicate our sicknesses. So those with ailments and illnesses can be alleviated quickly. Because he made this vow, to eradicate the sicknesses due to sentient beings' karma. Of his great vows, one of them is to eradicate the sicknesses of all beings. So today he did descend. If you observe Grandmaster carefully before, you would know many deities descended today. And my body became a body mandala, became his mandala. So we had a wonderful phenomena today. There was a very wonderful affinity. I was chanting the mantra earnestly and descended upon me. So the Buddhas, Tathagatas, Bodhisattvas are protecting us so that we are healthy in body and mind. I would like to talk about two things today. The first one, now seated in front of the altar and with the Medicine Buddha descending upon our altar, I would like to talk about two things. The first, which is the successor of True Buddha School, Master Lien Ning. The rumors was that Master Lien Ning abused and severely beat Grandmaster, And here, in front of the altar, there are only true words. With the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas being with us. Master Lian-Ning never touched even a hair on me. There is no such thing that Master Lian-Ning ever beat Grandmaster. And the rumor was that it happened at the Guasan Lizang temple. But actually, in 2014, I did go to Guasan Lizang temple to consecrate the altar there. But afterwards, during 2015, 2016, 2017, I never visited the Guasan Lizang temple anymore. Master Lian Ji and all the disciples of the Guasan Lizang temple can confirm, because ever since the consecration in 2014, I have never visited Guasan Lizang temple again. But the rumor said that I was struck and beaten by Master Lian-Ning at the Guasan Lizang temple. But actually, I was never there. Ever since 2014, how could they say that I was beaten there? It must have been the ghost beating the ghost. Must be that. What else can we say? And second, right here in front of the altar, there are only true words. They said that Master Lian-Ning, Grandmaster, and Master Lian-Tian have this triangular relationship. But let me tell you that I have no relationship whatsoever with Master Lian-Tian, because here, right in front of the altar, with the descent of the medicine Buddha, there are only true words. That between Master Lian-Tian and I have no relationship whatsoever, not even a slight. So I like to announce these two things. So now, by listening to this, right in front of the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and all the deities, and in front of the medicine Tathagata, there are only true words. It's strange how when they're creating rumors, they don't even think about it, and they don't even check the facts. So let's talk about something proper. Now let's talk about Lamdre, point number 9, the teaching of the crucial points of turning into real gold. It is like placing a wish-fulfilling jewel on the top of the banner and making offering to it, which can allow the fulfillment of all wishes. By upholding these Vajra verses and invoking the 4 altars inside our own bodies, all of our passing and eternal wishes will be fulfilled. What is the body altar or body mandala? Just now, medicine Tathagata descended upon my body, and all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas entered into me through the top of our crown, through the central channel, to be seated on the lotus throne inside our heart chakra. At this time, you are called the body mandala. You are the body mandala. And like the altar at the Seattle temple here, we would call it the temple altar. If they descend upon the sand mandala, they would be called the sand altar. If they descend upon the statue, that would be called the statue mandala. If the wisdom deity descends upon my body, I would become the body mandala, or body altar. And through the body mandala, you confer empowerment upon beings. And this is an empowerment base. Visualize all the deities in my body mandala to enter into the empowerment implement. Like the medicine Buddha entered into the water of the empowerment vase and emit the nectar, and then you confer empowerment using this empowerment vase, and only then it's called the authentic or the true empowerment. However, had the medicine Buddha not entered into this empowerment vase and emitted his nectar into the empowerment vase, then the empowerment would have been called the tap water empowerment. This kind of empowerment exists, but called tap water empowerment. So each of the masters should pay attention to this. Before you confer empowerment upon other people, you need to invoke that deity to enter into the empowerment vase and to make sure that the deity emits his nectar, his dharma milk, his dharma power into this vase. And then you confer the empowerment to others, and then that would be a true empowerment. However, if that's not the case, whatever empowerment you ask for, then I'll take a water hose, hook it up to the tap water, turn on the faucet, and spray on you. And that's empowerment. That's a fake empowerment. A fake master who does not visualize the Tathagata to enter into the vase and confer empowerments, then that's fraud. Then you trick people. Do you have the ability to make yourself to become body mandala? That's most important, whether you can confer the true empowerment. About ghosts who make themselves look like deities and enter into the empowerment vase, and then the empowerment was conferred upon people. then that would be called the ghost empowerment.
你自己当上师的认不出那个鬼，
If as a master you don't
那个是鬼，
recognize that they
或者是佛，是
were
菩萨，
actually ghosts,
是金刚，是护法，是空行，
or
是
you
诸佛，
can't differentiate
你认不
between
出
the
来，
Buddhas,
以为
Bodhisattvas,
给人家
or
真
the
实观
gods or
那也
divinities,
是
and you
诈欺，
think that that's
诈骗集团。
you can't differentiate, and you still give empowerment, then that's scam.
这个佛陀教我们呐、从来没有鬼灌顶，大家知道的，从来没有鬼灌顶。
The Buddha
除非
never
你
taught
传
us
承
to
供
give ghost empowerment unless you worship the ghost on your altar.
那现在大家都知道了，供鬼的是
We
哪
all
一个
know
哪一个堂的？
which chapter worship ghost. We all know.
他给人家灌顶，
And she was giving empowerment upon people. Wouldn't that be called ghost empowerment?
这是供鬼耶，
Because the chapter is filled
那就
with
不对了
ghost.
那跟这个就完全就不一样。
Because they
如意
worship
宝
ghosts
就是
at the
教
chapter.
授
That's
啊
different from
就
this.
是
Because the
安奉如意
teaching
宝
of the
珠
crucial points of
以
turning into
这
real
个
gold
传顶
is
的
like
供
placing a wish-fulfilling
便能
jewel
满
on
足
top
一
of the
切
banner and
所
making
求
offering to
法
it, which can
受持是
fulfill
金
all
刚
wishes.
具体所在，其请自身
By
事
upholding these Vajra verses and invoking the 4
四坛城？
altars inside our own bodies. And what are the
什么
4
叫做四坛城？
altars?
啊，我们
What are the 4
四坛城
altars
配4种灌顶，
which
一个
paired with
我们讲的
4
是
empowerments,
灌顶，
which
瓶
are
用瓶灌
the
顶。
vase empowerments
那
using
第二
vase.
种灌顶，
The second kind of
我们就是
empowerment
内法灌顶，
is
内法
the
灌顶是气
inner
脉明点的灌
empowerment,
顶。
which is the
气脉
empowerment
明
for
点
the channels, light drops,
一
and
般来
qi,
讲，
vital
有时候
energy.
啊，气脉明点，你修成气脉明点，
Typically speaking,
身体
if you have
就像
attainments
这
or
个
fruition
如意
in
宝
your
珠一样
inner practice,
如意
your
宝珠就是
body would be like the
像
wish
水
fulfilling
晶球
jewel.
一样透明，
And what is that?
没有
That would be
瑕
like a
疵，
crystal
完
ball,
全没有瑕疵，像水
transparent
晶球一样。
and no flaws. Completely like the crystal
那个
ball.
叫做我们的这个灌顶，第二种坛城，复制坛城，
So for the
花
second
坛城
empowerment, uses the
红花
flower altar,
跟白花的坛城，
altar of red
布
and
置
white
好红
flowers.
花白参白花
So
的
you
坛城，
set up an altar
那个叫
of
做
red and
内
white
法灌
flowers.
顶。
That's
吃
called
的白
the
花
inner tantra empowerment.
就等于是白菩提，
So
吃
by
的红花
eating the
就
white
等于是
flower,
红菩提。
that's the same as the white body, and eating the red
另
flower is
外
the same as the
三
red
种
body.
坛城，三种坛城
And the 3 kinds of
啊，师
altars,
尊也有弟子这样子做过啊，
their
是用触灌
disciple,
顶。
the disciple also
什么是触灌顶？
have
就是
had
以
this,
你以前的
is
触
by
灌顶
touch
跟现在触灌
empowerment,
顶不一样。
which
第
are
三种灌
different
顶称
now
为触
from
灌顶。
the past. The third kind of empowerment is
深
called the
坛城
touch empowerment.
第三种灌顶是以接触灌顶。
So the third kind of
那古代的
empowerment
灌
is
顶跟
by
现在灌顶，
touch.
现在的灌顶是以毛笔
And the empowerment today is done by the paintbrush
触它的口
to touch
跟
the
胸
mouth
部跟
and
密轮，
the chest
但
and the
是是以
secret chakra.
金身做代表，以金
That
身做
would
代
be
表。
represented by a
第
statue.
三个灌顶
That's
叫
the
做触
third
灌顶。
kind of empowerment, which is called the
第四个
touch
灌顶
empowerment.
是
And the
深
fourth
坛
kind
城
of
第四个灌
empowerment
顶
of the body
就是大圆满
mandala is the
大圆满
great perfection empowerment.
啊，大圆满的灌顶， 这是4个身坛城自身是坛城。你要给人家
So
灌
that's
顶
the
上
4
身，你要
altars of your own body.
第一种
And
灌
as a
顶
master
平
who
灌顶，
would give
第二种
empowerments, you
灌
should
顶红
understand
白花灌顶，
the first kind of
第三
empowerment,
种
vase
灌顶
empowerment. The second
触
empowerment
灌
is
顶，
the empowerment of
第
the
四
red
种
and
灌
white
顶
flowers.
大圆
The
满。
third kind of empowerment is the touch empowerment. And the
那
fourth
坛
is the
城有
great
4 样，
perfection
坛
empowerment.
城有4种。
And there are 4 kinds of
那
altars.
么所求都能够如实的获得，你所
And
祈
all
求的灌
wishes
顶
will be
都能够
granted
得到真实
accordingly.
的灌顶。这个
All
就是这
your
个意思。
wishes for empowerments
如意宝珠
would be
当然不
authentic.
是讲如意
You
宝
would
珠
receive the
观音
true
并
empowerments.
不是完全讲如意宝珠
So
观
this
音
wish fulfilling
这是
jewel
如意宝
is
珠
not like
在
the
天
wish
上才有，
fulfilling jewel Kuan
在
Yin.
人间是没有。
The wish fulfilling jewel only exists
但
in
是你
heavens
祈
and
求
not
如
in the
意宝
human
珠
world.
观音给你适
But
宜
if
的
you
灌
pray
顶，
to the
也
wish
是如
fulfilling
意
jewel
宝珠
Kuan
观音。
Yin to bestow upon
那么我
you,
们如意宝珠是白衣大士如意宝珠的灌顶。那么我
the
在传这个
empowerment
法的时候
of the
在
white
传这个
robe Kuan Yin with the wish fulfilling jewel.
叉叉已经先传，
When I transmitted this,
他已经先给人家
before I
灌顶
transmitted this
但
Dharma
是他灌
practice,
顶的就是用白
X
衣大士
had
神咒给大
empowerment
家灌顶。
had given
后来我
empowerment
在
on
灌顶的
this,
时候，再加
and
上
transmitted
宝
it.
珠的咒语，就是节
and
支
she
节
used
支
the white
节
robe
支
Kuan Yin mantra,
对，
but I added the wish fulfilling jewel to
他
it,
那时候啊，
which is
他
Jetzi
还
Jetzi
到
Jetzi.
西雅图来，
And at that time, she
然后就
even
问我
came to
为什么
Seattle
要
and
加
asked
上
me,
节支节支节支？
why did you add Jetzi Jetzi
我就
Jetzi
反问
to the
他，
mantra?
为什么你要先传，先给
And
人
I
家灌顶？
replied, why
师傅
did
都
you
还没有
transmit
传的时
this
候，你先给
and
人家
give
灌顶。
empowerment to other people before your
白
guru
衣大士
transmitted
如意
it?
宝珠灌顶是白衣大士神咒加上了宝珠，
Because
才
the
可以给
white
人家
robe
灌
Kuan
顶。
Yin with wish fulfilling jewel has to have the white robe
才灌
Kuan
顶。
Yin's mantra with the
然后
wish
就说
fulfilling
给
jewel
人家灌
mantra.
了白衣大士的灌顶，
But she just
但
gave
是
the
如
white
意
robe
宝
Kuan
珠他
Yin
没有办法给
empowerment.
人家做到。
She did not know
没
about the
有
wish
在后
fulfilling
来再加上了咒
jewel
语，就是宝珠的咒
empowerment
语，
because I added the mantra to the wish fulfilling jewel.
好，这是今天讲的这个道果，
That's the Lamdre
这个
teaching for today.
你讲个笑话吧。
Let me share a
昨
joke.
天中午，就我和
Yesterday at
侄
noon
儿2个人在家，
Only I and my nephew were home,
他跟我说：“姑姑，
and
今
he
天
told
下午
me,
要停电，
Auntie, this
我们把冰
afternoon
箱里
we
那
we
2
will
个
not have
蛋糕还有
electric power.
冰激凌吃了吧，
Let's eat the 2
想
pieces
想
of
也
cakes and ice creams
不
that's
吃
in the
说不定
fridge.
会坏掉。”
And I
不能
thought,
说
yeah, that's good because they may go bad.
我们2个就给他吃了，
So we ate them.
吃完了突然想起来问
And
他
after we：“
你
finished
怎么知
them,
道
I
今天
asked
下午
him,
停电？”
how did you know that we
他
wouldn't
拍
have
着肚子
power this
摸摸嘴
afternoon?
说：“我猜的。”
And he wiped his mouth and touched his rubbed his tummy and said, well, I just guessed.
这里有一个现实的笑话，
And now I have a real life
他
joke.
他讲，
X
我
said,
师母得了乳癌，
and Simu had the breast cancer,
他去化疗，而且把
and
这
she
个
had
一个乳房
chemotherapy
乳房给它切掉，
and
乳房
cut
切掉，有一个地
one
方切
of
掉。
her breasts.
我跟师母结婚45年，
And I've been married to Simu for 45 years.
我们结婚45年了，你有没有听？有。
Are you listening to
你的
me?
乳房一半切掉了，
So your breast have been, one of your breasts have been cut off. And because you had breast cancer and you had surgery to cut it off. X said, I couldn't believe it. Because being together for 45 years, I never knew that she had breast cancer. How could X claim that? Who said that? Who told that to me?
在不在？是你讲的啊。OK， 好，你坐下。
You were the one.
哦，他说他要乳癌切掉一半，我还把他救回来。
She said that she had breast cancer and had the breast cut off, and I saved her.
哦，哪里？师母才慈悲呢，我很坏。
师母 is the one that's compassionate. I'm the one that's bad.
我跟他结婚45年。
We've been married for 45 years. Never heard that she had breast cancer, and her breasts are still complete. Both of them. It's sagging a little bit because it's older. It's unavoidable. It's just sagging, not being cut off. So that's a joke. She just guessed. It's just speculation. How could you publicly claim, make that kind of claim without finding the facts? So if you're not speculating, then you're just like a ghost talking. So how can we argue with ghosts? There is no such thing. She made such false claims. You know, having a breast cancer, you need chemotherapy, and with chemotherapy, the hair would fall off. You know, Simu still has her natural hair. You can try to pull it to see. You can't brag like that. As in Chinese, it's like blowing the ox horn. You can blow it to the sky. We are talking about Lamdre and their true words, authentic words, spoken by Virupa. In the sutras, there are ones that were translated. But all the sutras in Tantrayana have authors. Buddhist sutras were through what Ananda heard and collected and compiled by everybody together. But Tantric sutras or tantras were authored by the lineage gurus, like by Virupa, authored by Virupa, translated by Sakya Pandita, expounded, like elucidated now by Grandmaster. So they are historical records, not just fabricated. On the public bus, I felt my behind was being rubbed, being swindled. And I turned back, and there were two young girls, and one of them was sweetly smiling at me. So I smiled back, and I felt really sweet in my heart. And I heard the girl said, "Can't you change your habit of rubbing off your..." Oh, jeez. Like the mucus from your nose. So, when you pick your nose and then you rub the stuff on somebody else's. Behind. So we hope that X would not like to just rub her nose boogers on other people's behind. Grandmaster Lu, I often call myself Grandmaster Lu. This X loves to talk about other people. And does she talk about herself too? Yes, of course she did. She said that she had cultivated spiritually for 30 million years. Gu-Yin said that she claimed that she had cultivated spiritually for 30 million years. But you can't guess into your root guru. And she's been talking about it for many years, like Chun Hui and Hu, the principal Hu. And she claimed that Grandmaster Lu can only live to be 73 before he dies. Oh no. I just finished my 73 years. I just finished my birthday party, 73rd birthday party. And because you said that, now I have this in my brain. And he's been talking about it for over 5 years. 8 years? So for 8 years, she's been rubbing her nose glob onto other people's behind. Even your own guru, you should not falsely guess or speculate upon your guru's realm, saying that I could only live to be 73. Now I feel there's... So I look for my old photos, maybe choose one that looks rather handsome and good for my memorial tablet. You said 73, and this year I'm 73. I'm so scared. I would have you to become the only sponsor for your ceremony. How much? 100,000 US dollars? At least 30,000 and at most 100,000. So I can't afford it. I might as well do my own homa. The problem is, every Sunday, I perform homa at the Rainbow Villa. All together, including the primary supplicants and registrations, and in all currencies together, at most 10,000. At most, barely reach 10,000 US dollars. So it's easier for you to make money to let just one person be in charge of the whole Homa. But I don't even dare to do that because my guru taught me never open your mouth to ask for money. If I do the whole Homa just for you, and then you just give me 10 US dollars, then it's not even enough to buy the offerings. Frankly speaking, every time I consulted the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, seriously, how long will I live to be? They never give me an answer. They just told me everything is predestined. When time is here, you would know, and you would be told ahead of time. And until now, there's no divine letters telling me yet. It would be written in big letters about the date of my passing. I've never received the announcement yet. So don't keep listening to those ghostly talk and use that to be tricked to think to be real. We only believe the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. There are three kinds of pramanas, or measurements, or proof. Is by the sutras taught by the Buddha and the precepts taught by the Buddha and all the discourses or the exposition taught by the lineage gurus. And there are three, all this is called the pramanas or proofs of. It doesn't include those spoken by the ghost. So, and yet you treat the talks of the ghost as the real proofs or the reality. That's true, something wrong with that. And she created statues of the 5 heads of the ghost. Jin Qian, Ling Liang Zi. These were the names of the 5 heads of the ghosts with the statue tablets. So are you listening to the teachings of the Brahmanas or the Buddhas and gurus, or are you listening to the ghost? The Buddha never taught us to worship the ghost. So is something wrong with you to worship the ghost? You know, in X website, there were images of the heads of this ghost, like the Japanese ghost with the hair tight and wearing the sword. I mean, holding the sword and wearing the shogun outfit. Very scary. A friend was looking for Ho and said, "Can I borrow your..." This is play of words of Chinese. And I've loaned it to another friend, and the donkey actually cried. And the donkey made the sound, and then he said, "Oh, but donkey's there, I heard the sound." So do you believe what I said, or do you believe what the donkey said? So now I want to ask, so do you believe the teachings of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, or do you rather believe the words of the ghost? Because in studying Buddhism, you need to believe this, the teaching of the sages, which is the sutras, the precepts, and the discourses. And Lamdre is the discourses spoken by Virupa. Which would you believe? But many people would rather hear, would rather listen to the talks of the ghost. Go ahead. But that's not called religion. That's not a Buddhism. That's not Buddhism. In Buddhism, would there be those 5? No. So the teachings of the sages are more important. We learn the teachings or the words of the Buddha, the precepts of the Buddha, and the teachings left behind by the patriarchs, by the lineage gurus. And these are called the pramanas, or the teachings of the sages, to prove and to measure. And we'll talk about the rest tomorrow. Now let's share some more jokes. At lunch, Mom told Dad, "I'd like to let you learn piano or violin to improve your composure." And she said that it's too complicated. I might as well learn how to play the wood, like woodfish, which is like the knocker. It's good to learn to play musical instrument. It's good to play a musical instrument. Grandmaster also like to play the guitar because Grandmaster loves guitar. Because if you know how to play the piano, piano can only be placed on the stage and play for the audience. The chance is very small unless you're very good at it. Otherwise, you just enjoy your own playing. But for guitar, I like it. Just carrying a guitar and taking my girlfriend, traveling all around the world, and play the guitar whenever I like. And I would be happy, and my girlfriend is happy too. Then life would be so pleasurable, so wonderful. But not taking my girlfriend. My girlfriend is Simu. And just wandering around the world, trotting the globe all over, on all corners of the world. Such a wonderful thing. At that time, Grandmaster will not hear all those ghost talks anymore. I bought a fur coat to my wife, and when she wore it, there were a bunch of fur falling off, and she was very upset. Is this a fake one? Why did it fall off? And he replied, maybe it's not the right time when I bought it. Because maybe the animals were shedding the fur. Let me tell you, the real one is really real, and the fake one is really fake. Doesn't matter how you make it up, I can tell. Like X, whatever she make up, they're all fake. They're all scams. Of course, it's hard to tell on a lot of things. It's very difficult to discern whether they're real or fake. What's true, what's false. Like when the judge asking the accused, why do you print the counterfeit money? And then the accused replied, because I don't know how to print the real money. Because they don't know to do the real things. So Grandmaster's 4 lineage gurus, the Venerable Monk Liao-Ming, Master Sakya Zheng-Kong, the Zhong Rinpoche, and His Holiness the 16th Karmapa, Master Thupten Dorji, they were all real. They were real. So the authentic Buddha Dharma, through the authentic lineage, flow through Grandmaster, who transmitted to all of you. So now I like to ask X, where is your lineage? So you're sponsoring homas. Who taught you to do that? Who taught you your mantras? Who taught you your homa? Did you ever think of that? Let me tell you. When prior to the Zhong Rinpoche teaching me, I have to listen to the teaching for a long time, just for one mantra. The Sakya school had 13 Sutra and Dharma. The Zhong Rinpoche taught them one by one to me. The 13 Sutra Dharma. And I have not truly transmitted it. I have not taught it very much. But do you know the Sakya 13 Dharma of Sutras? Maybe it's available on the internet, but that's without true lineage. Because you have to take refuge to other masters in order to receive the authentic lineage, and you need to get rid of all your ghosts, and only then would be a true Tantrayana. Don't always use ghosts to trick people. It did exist on the internet, but that's without lineage. You have to receive the real empowerment in order to learn this 13 Dharma Sutra of the Sakya school. So you can't just take it down from the internet. That's not right. The lineage in Tantrayana has to be given by the Guru through the body mandala, through the 4 kinds of body mandala, and other mandala empowerments that have to be done accordingly. only then it would be authentic. It would be through the real empowerment, real lineage, authentic Buddha Dharma. There's a lady who asked the seafood seller, "Is the shrimp fresh?" And the seller said, "Of course fresh, it's alive." And the wife replied, "But you're also alive." They're both alive. One is real living, real alive, and the other one is a fake alive. Strange, what is Grandmaster talking about? You need to live in reality. In our Buddhist study, we have to use the real Buddha, but you use the fake Buddha to trick people, then you're like a fraud. This is important, very important. Now it's popular, buy one, get one free. That to buy a big bag of detergent, you get a small bag of shampoo. And if you buy a big bag of oil, a big bottle of milk, you get a small bag of milk candy. It's the same when you buy a coffin. You buy a big coffin and you would get a small coffin. So you can't just copy just like that. Some things you can't give for free. And we have a happy news for True Buddha School that on Thursday in Vancouver, today Harry is not here. He's there on honeymoon. Harry and Yi-Xian were married in Vancouver on Thursday. And where are they now? In Los Angeles. They went to LA to be in the sun. Maybe not. They are on honeymoon. So that's a joyous occasion. And when will they get the wedding blessing here at our Lizong Temple? Next Sunday at the Rainbow Temple. Grandmaster will bless them. And Grandmaster and Simu would give them some wedding gifts. Some people will give them some gifts too, and we will. So that's a joyous occasion. That's a good thing. We don't want to always talk about the bad news. We want to talk about both so that it's in balance. So for tonight, primarily I was talking about the teaching of the wish-fulfilling jewel, which is if you have a true faith, with true merits.
这个我的师父跟我讲，
As my
最大
Guru
的功德
said,
是什么？
the greatest merit is
上
what?
师根本上师
Is
教你做的功课，
the homework given by your lineage
教
root
你每
Guru.
一天修法，你都给他完成了，
If you
那个
complete
就是最大的
the
功德。
homework, which is doing practice every day, that would generate the greatest merits.
所以功德不是用钱去买来的，
So merits
大
cannot
家
be
不要
bought
不要
by
误
money.
会。功德绝不
Please
是用钱
don't
去买的，
misunderstand.
功
You
德是
cannot buy
佛菩萨
merits
的
with
东西，
money. Merits
你能够应用在你
are
自
the
己身上，
things of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas that you can use on your
根本上是传授的法。
body.
你有
The
如
Dharma
实的
that's
修，
transmitted by the lineage
就
root
是最
Guru
大的功德。
and put into practice that would generate the greatest merits.
这个就是我师父本身所教的，
And that's taught by my
大
own
家就好好的
gurus.
这个珍惜。
So please
Om Mani Padme Hum.
treasure it the best you can. Om Mani Padme Hum.